great show today. Sponsored by Firestone Complete Auto Care. Keep your car running newer, longer. We are loaded today, all fired up 1 hour from now. Where Colin was right, where Colin was wrong. 1 hour from now, plenty of both. Plus Rob Parker next hour. We are packed today. So just remember, let's talk about Game 1. Celtics thump LeBron. Just remember for the last 4 years, since Brad Stevens showed up in Boston, every morning, every offseason, every Tuesday, they wake up. How do we beat LeBron? What draft picks do we acquire to beat LeBron? Who can we get that can guard LeBron? Nobody. Who do we get that can shoot threes and beat LeBron? LeBron, in that same 4 or 5 year period, here's what he wakes up in the morning thinking. How do I become the greatest of all time? What city can I move to next to revolutionize the entire NBA? I'm sorry if LeBron didn't come all guns a-blazing yesterday in Game 1. I'm sorry. He didn't. Celtics got hot early. LeBron and the Cavs weren't, fell behind. I'm sorry if this game didn't mean quite as much as it did to Aaron Baines and Marcus Smart and Terry Rozier, because the entire plan of Brad Stevens has been about beating LeBron. I don't know. LeBron's got, shall we say, loftier goals than beating Kelly Olynyk, my bad, Aaron Baines. Imagine being Steven Spielberg, the most decorated, iconic movie director in the history of Hollywood. And you somehow, as a young director, the Celtics, get a lunch with him. It's a random Wednesday in June. I'm sorry that when Spielberg drives to have lunch with you somewhere in Hollywood, he has to call his secretary and go, what's his name again? And why am I having lunch? Oh, his cousin knows somebody in our office? Okay. And then Spielberg hangs up and gets on another call with James Cameron, a movie director, and Tom Hanks. I'm sorry, Spielberg has loftier goals. Now, that young director, he's like, okay, should I order tuna fish? Would that be right? Maybe I should order a piece of fish. What should I wear? Oh, my God, honey, I don't know. I've been thinking about this. I couldn't sleep. I'm having lunch with Steven Spielberg. That's the Celtics. Yeah, I'm sorry here that this game yesterday didn't mean as much to LeBron. LeBron owns Brad Stevens. He owns Boston. He owns Indiana. He owns Toronto. Jason Tatum's a very good player for the Boston Celtics. We have a picture of Jason Tatum as a little boy with LeBron James getting his autograph. Yes, getting his autograph. LeBron's offseason concerns are a dynasty, greatest of all time legacy. What stars can I connect with to change the galaxy of the NBA? Boston's offseason concerns, can we find somebody that can guard LeBron? This was Marcus Morris after the game yesterday facing LeBron in the playoffs.
I'm a competitor. You know, he's the best player, and, you know, I'm going to be able to tell my kids this one day. So, you know, it's exciting. I love the challenge, but like I said, man, it's a team effort.
I'm going to tell my kids about this one day. You know what LeBron's going to tell his kids about Game 1 one day? Yeah, we lost. One of the Morris brothers, I think, guarded me. That's how LeBron's going to talk about this. Come on now. You're not making much out of this, right? You understand what I'm saying, right? You understand that when LeBron loses Game 1, he's 8-3 in those series. You understand how big this was for Boston at home, young kids. They all had posters on their wall idolizing LeBron James. Since 2011, LeBron has lost Game 1 a multitude of times. You know what he's never lost to? Al Horford in a series. They've played 17 times in the playoff. LeBron is 15-2 against Al Horford. And I like Al Horford. I really do. I think Al Horford's one of the most underrated players in the NBA. Chill out. No big thing. LeBron was Spielberg driving to lunch. Sorry if he forgot your name. Sorry if when he hung up the phone with his secretary telling him what your name was, he had to get on the phone with other people revolutionizing the business. Still take the Cavs to win this series. All right, but I do think tonight, let me shift gears. I think tonight is the beginning of something that is unbelievable, potentially unbelievable for the NBA. So let's shift gears. Golden State, Houston play tonight. Houston slight favorite. I have said the NBA is better if LeBron moves because there is a fatigue. So think about this. The NBA currently has 5 top storylines. These are the top storylines in the NBA, but each one of them comes with a qualifier. The Cavs, but they're trapped with their current roster. The Warriors, but they have no real challenger to their dynasty. The Rockets, but what do we really know? What do we really know about Houston? The Celtics, injury-riddled and no shot at a title. And the Sixers, who definitely need another high-end starter to compete. If the Rockets get pummeled tonight and they get clobbered in this series in 5 games, LeBron finally has his opening. Remember, LeBron's gone where he's needed. He went to Miami. He came back to Cleveland. He wants to be needed. He also likes to play with veterans, Chris Paul, Harden. He also likes to play with smart veterans who have self-awareness and playoff experience, Chris Paul, James Harden. If Houston is throttled in this series, Philadelphia is a young team. Lakers are a young team. Houston needs him. He goes. They beat Golden State. 3rd different organization. He wins a title. He's the greatest of all time. And with that move, think about the next 5 storylines next year. Oh, wait. Rockets. LeBron has a title shot. Greatest of all time talk, rejuvenated. An oh my God lineup. The Warriors, still a dynasty, now have a real big boy challenger. With LeBron leaving the East, the Celtics become, for 10 years, the Eastern Conference dynasty. The Sixers become the Frazier to the Celtics Ali, a legitimate challenger, Simmons, Embiid, and whoever they can get to knock them off. And the Lakers now get Paul George. He would not follow LeBron to Houston, and it's the #1 brand in the NBA and has been for 50 years. Young stars, Paul George, that's your 5th best story. Houston getting clobbered creates an opportunity for LeBron to go somewhere where he's needed and be the difference in knocking off a dynasty. That is currently his only chance, and it does matter to him, to be the greatest of all time. I think he has a chance to go to the Lakers, but boy, does that look small if he's playing in June and beating Golden State in the Western Conference Finals in Game 7. This would be good for the league, it would be good for LeBron, and it would make all the other options, San Antonio, Philly, Los Angeles, look very, very small in comparison. My prediction has been Cleveland will win the Boston series, but they're too flawed and too old and too average defensively to crush Boston, still like Cleveland. And my prediction has been Houston's a very good team. Golden State is an absolute dynasty. Dynasties, Michael Jordan and the Bulls, beat really, really good teams, even when they have the MVP, the Utah Jazz. That's where we are. All right, 2 things coming up. Okay, one of them, I didn't like the first time. Tough luck. I'm going to have to deal with a story that I rolled my eyes at, that drove me crazy, that I got bored with, but America absolutely loved. It was an avalanche, and it's going to happen again. That's coming up. Plus, the new NBA, I love it. But yesterday is an example of why at times I hate it. Coming up. Let me tell you about Tom Patterson, West Coast guy working. Like this job.